Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. I pray for our kid to stay healthy and Allah will grant him with Jannah. So in this video, my group and I will talk about our UNGS 2290 final project with the title The Idea and Perspective on the Need for Real Knowledge and the Reason for the Islamization of Acquired Knowledge among IIUM students. So, to begin with the topic, let me introduce my group member, which are me, Siti Nur Balkis binti Zulkifli, Natasha binti Muhammad Isa, Siti Syahidah binti Zahrani, Tengku Anis Salfilia binti Tengku Sahrudin. We conduct our final project by administer the questionnaire among the IIUM students to know about their perspective and their opinion related to the revealed knowledge, acquired knowledge, and also the Islamization of acquired knowledge. We want to know the opinion from IIUM community as the Islamization is one of the IIUM mission. In addition to the result of the questionnaire, we also made our own research about it by reading the previous study and by reading a previous study that have a similar discussion or similar title to our title final projects. Then let's start with the topic with the introduction to the project. So what is the revealed knowledge? Revealed knowledge is the prime of importance as a guidance for mankind throughout the whole life in this universe and the hereafter. As we all know that our prime guidance are Al-Quran and As-Sunnah and Nabawiyah. The revealed knowledge helps mankind to answer the fundamental question about the meaning and purpose of life. The truth obtained through revelation is believed to be absolute and uncontaminated. In other words, Al-Quran is universal for all of the mankind, for all of type of people in this universe. Through the revelations, the mankind can know his Lord, which is Allah, with depth understanding on revelation can make the mankind more close to Allah, increase the taqwa and being honored in the eye of Allah. So it shows that as a mankind, especially Muslims, we must have a deep understanding and practicality about revealed knowledge. Instead of being a knowledgeable person, it will also lead us as a Muslim, as a people, to the harmonious ways of life, being a person which can bring others to the right path with creativity way of da'wah and tarbiyah. And based on Bible, Corinthians 2, chapter 2, page 6 until 10, it said that God's revelation or a word, a God word is a mystery, where it's mean in Greek a secret that is impossible to penetrate. So they believe that their Lord revelations is a mystery, and they assume that the God's word, plan, purpose is a mystery that they could dig in it for a lifetimes. That means if they want to know their God, if they want to know their God's plan, their God's word, their God purpose of making them, they must seek for it. So it same goes for us, our Muslim, which is Allah encourage us to seek for our knowledge, to discover more knowledge, to acquire various field of knowledge, not only focus on Islamic knowledge but also the other knowledge. By that we can know Allah, His greatness of power, and also His zatiyah and His characteristic and others. So we move to the next slide, which is the Islamization of acquired knowledge. So basically the process of acquiring or discovering knowledge is obligatory, is compulsory for each Muslims, for each people, not only Muslims. And it can be done in various strategies, not only limited not only limited in classroom or in institution, whereas it can be done in other places also. And knowledge also can be discovered through our sense. It's not only limited in reading, but it can be through listening to the song, Islamic song, poem, and etc. The acquired knowledge, or known as knowledge acquisition, it is a process of acquiring, understanding, and also recalling the informations. Then every knowledge must be related to our prime guidance, which are Al-Quran and Al-Sunnah. In other words, we need to Islamize the knowledge that we acquired so that it can be in line and in sync with our guidance from Allah. So whatever knowledge we discover, we must be there must be a relations, or there must be an interrelation with Allah or Islam. That is actually the true knowledge. So here is the objective of our final project, which are the objective of this study is to figure out the importance of revealed knowledge in life, because there are many Western ideologies are spreading around the Islamic nations, and it will influence the peers especially. So this study also want to figure out or clear up about the impact of lacking the revealed knowledge to life, as well as the benefits of understanding and practicing it in life. Other than that is this study also aim to know about the needs or the reason to Islamize the acquired knowledge among us.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Tengku Anis. As for the next part, I will explain about the result and discussion from this project to know the need for revealed knowledge and Islamization. And based on Table 1 demographic information of the respondent, there are 35 respondents among students in IIUM, which is International Islamic University Malaysia. And IIUM was selected to conduct this research because IIUM implies the Islamic values as the main foundation in every subject. And in achieving the research objective, this research used a Google Form survey method among the students in IIUM, Gombak, Selangor from every courses. And this survey reaches a total of 35 respondents, and it was distributed through online medium like WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram. And students from various faculties, which is from Kuliah of Laws, Education, Engineering, Architecture, ICT, Economics, Kuliah of Sciences, and Islamic Revealed Knowledge. So these are the results from the questions from the survey. We put it in the table and include the number of percentages to represent the answer. So we can see the differences. And for the open-ended questions, we categorize the answer into few categories. For example, what are the factors that lead to moral depravity in society? Which is the answer lack of knowledge, and based on the respondent answer specifically, they elaborate it as less seeking revealed knowledge and understanding of Islam. And secondly, lack of practice of Islamic teaching, which they describe it as less practicality of religion value in life, which is has wrong purpose of life, not performing salat, so on and so forth. And next is environment bad influences, which come from the peers and social media, and others is affected by technology development and Western ideology. And for the second question, which is based on your observation, what happens around you, what is the impact of revealed knowledge on the person's daily life or personality? And the answer consists 3 categories, which is bringing us to closer to Allah, which in quote remind me to always meditate to Allah, finding hikmah, have good ethic, akhlaq to Allah, and have positive Islamic vibe in society, and so on. Next is harmonious way of life, which in have a good personality, know the purpose of life, become more disciplined. And there are also students take the negative impact, which might be caused by lack of that understanding of revealed knowledge. For example, boy and girl sitting together closely, which has no guideline for the ikhtilat, and not wearing hijab properly, like showing the neck, and there is judgmental and toxic people. So this research acknowledged three limitations. Firstly, the sample was selected from a university in Malaysia and in particular an Islamic university. Furthermore, all respondents were Muslim, and this limits comparison between Muslim and non-Muslim and restrict generalization to other universities or corporate bodies. And secondly, the sample of respondents was only 35 students. And thirdly, only those in the category of students were involved. With a larger sample size, we would have been able to conduct a comparison on different characteristics such as respondent, religious background, age, and positions. And future studies should use a larger sample to enable comparison and look at the perspective of non-Muslim, other universities and corporate bodies and staff. So in conclusion, it can be seen from this survey that students in the International Islamic University believe in the importance of revealed knowledge and Islamization of knowledge. And based on the questions answered from various points of view, such as from in the terms of ethics, social, education, and ideologies, and the importance of Islamic revealed knowledge provided the wave of benefits of knowledge to form great individuals in terms of religions, knowledge, and worldly skills in the hereafter. And the importance of revealed knowledge and Islamization in the university positively, indirectly, and significantly relate to the future development and enhancement in the education system. And this suggests those who see the importance of revealed knowledge and Islamization are really necessary in the education system, and thus concerned about the issues of the effect revealed knowledge and Islamization if it's not being implemented. And this research has rendered two practical implications to the students, which is students should continue to emphasizing on the importance of Islamic revealed knowledge and Islamization in the education system and value their outcome. And students also should focus on the effect of Islamic revealed knowledge and Islamization for the lifelong learning in the curriculum development and inculcating appropriate individual learning values to form the better humanization. I think that is all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Natasha. So now I will proceed to the next part, which is the method that we use in conducting this research. So as I stated in the slide, we use a questionnaire survey by using the platform named Google Form in order to collect the data for this research. A survey was administered on IIUM students from many different kuliah that studied in semester 1, 2022 and 2023. So the total number of the students who participated and engaged in the study is 35 students. So the questionnaire survey contained 26 questions in total and was divided into 4 sections, including one open-ended section which sought students' observation and suggestions about the needs of revealed knowledge. So this later I will explain the question by each section in the research question part. So basically, all of these questions will focus more on 2 aspects, which is aspect of social and education. The data for the actual study were collected in the 12th week of the 14 weeks allocated for teaching in the semester. And lastly, we analyzed the data collected using descriptive analysis. So next we move on to the research questions part. As I said before, for the survey we have divided the questions into 4 sections. For the first section, the question on responding of personal information. Section 2, the choice question about the needs of revealed knowledge to the students, and the answer is either yes or no, or true or false. And section 3, question on the needs of Islamization knowledge by using 5 of Likert scale. Likert scale is either the answer is strongly agree, neutral, disagree, or strongly disagree. And the last section will specialize this section for open-ended questions to make the respondents to share their own view and opinion freely. Okay, now let's see the question one by one that contains for each section. For the section 1 on personal information, so the respondents must fill in their email, gender, age, institution, religion and kuliah. So we will keep this information as confidential for the respondents. So next, for section 2 is the question on the needs of revealed knowledge. The answer is either yes or no, or true or false. So here, as you see in the slide, it contains of 10 questions in total for this section, and some of the questions on the aspect of education, such as the first question, do you think Islamic revealed knowledge is important in higher education institutions? And also have another question on the aspect of education, like question number 5, 7 and 9. And the other question is on the aspect of social, such as question number 4, negative behaviors or personalities among the Muslim caused by the lack of value of Islamic revealed knowledge. Meanwhile, in section 3 is a question on the needs of Islamization in knowledge. In this section, we use 5 of the Likert scale for the respondents to answer. So these are the 5 of Likert scale, which are strongly agree, natural, disagree and strongly disagree. And all of the 7 questions on this section are in the aspect of education. For example, Islamization of knowledge in textbooks and other teaching materials give designs to inculcate a positive Islamic value in students' perspective. And do you agree that Western models in the education system can provide an accurate description of reality and the truth? And also many more questions as I stated here in this slide. Okay, and the last section, which is section 4, is open-ended section that consists of 3 questions overall. So this is all of the questions that sought respondents' opinion and observations about the impact of revealed knowledge on their life, and also the factors and the approach that can be taken to instill the Islamic values among society apart from learning revealed knowledge. So the respondents are freely to share their views and opinions in this session. So I think that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shaida. So I would like to conclude everything that we got from this new research. So as a conclusion for this new research project, it is clear that Islamization at IUM can be proven through the subject and its curriculum. Some respondents agree that the implementation of Islamization in the subject brought a more positive impact on their lives. The data also show IIUM students have agreed both Islamic perspective and West perspective should be associated to produce a successful thinker. So in general, the findings show the majority of students strongly support the vision and mission of IIUM, which is to integrate Islamic values into curriculum without rejecting modernization. So the study has an impact on IIUM management because it can be used as indicator to assess the student satisfaction with the Islamization of knowledge in IIUM academic subjects. So from the research, there are some suggestions or recommendation that could help to improvise the Islamization of knowledge in our university. Okay, firstly, develop an atmosphere that supports Islam by acquiring elements of Islamic culture and heritage that will aid or help students in imprinting Islamization principles and practices in their minds. Secondly, the university must hire trained and competent academic or administrative staff, because university must concern about their faculty and staff, since this person will serve as a role model for students. And there is no doubt that the participation of lecturers who are committed to Islam and supports its principle is very important to the university success. And thirdly, the idea of Arabic as a language of our civilization should be implemented a required subject, since without it, educated people cannot directly access or read the Quran and also understand the Sunnah. the subject like Akidah, Fiqh Usrah, Fiqh Mu'amalah, a few Islamic studies courses that should be compulsory or to all students regardless of their majors. The institution need to have an independent research also that is well equipped in order to improve the research project based on the Islamization. So additionally, it can be used to create original textbook with an Islamic viewpoint. University must also have a well-trained research committees with both modern and Islamic expertise in order to Islamize modern scientific subject. So I think that's all from us. But I would like to take the opportunity to thanks Dr. Hamidun because give us this opportunity to conduct this research project. It has been my great pleasure to observe on how Islamization affect students' view. Finally, I want to express my gratitude to Professor Dr. Hamidun who taught us this course. May Allah bless your kindness and grant you a good health. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin.